Welcome to our Labubu outfit series. This is Daria, and today we'll be learning how to crochet a bee romper. Let's get started. Here you can see all the materials and tools that we'll need for today's tutorial. So first of all, let's talk about yarn. You're gonna need yarn in two colors, black and yellow, and I'm gonna use 4 or medium weight yarn. We will be working with 4mm crochet hook, and then you will need scissors, tapestry needle and a stitch marker. We're gonna start by making 2 legs, and you will start with yellow yarn. So take the yellow yarn, and the first thing that we need to do is a slip knot. So put the yarn over your right hand index finger like that. The left hand will hold both tails like this. Then you twirl index once and insert your thumb into that loop. Then you need to grab the working yarn, the yarn this tail that goes to the ball, with these 2 fingers, like that. And the other hand will pull both ends to the opposite direction. So this is our slip knot. Insert your hook into this loop. And now we need to make 15 chains. Do yarn over and pull that through. So this is my chain number 1. You work like that until you've done 15. So this loop on the hook is not a stitch, we don't count it as one. So right now I have 3 chains. Okay, I have 15 chains. Now you need to join them into the round like that. So make sure nothing is twisted. Find the very first stitch and insert your hook through the top loop of the first stitch like that. And join it with the slip stitch. So you do yarn over and you pull through the stitch and through the loop on the hook. So this is what you should have. For the row 1, we need to make 1 chain and then 15 single crochets, starting from the very first stitch, the one that we just used. So you insert your hook into the same hole one more time, and we're gonna do our single crochet. So you do yarn over, pull through the stitch, have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. And then you go into the next chain, insert, try not to split the yarn, yarn over, pull through, have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Keep working like that until you work all the chains around, and at the end you will have 15 single crochet. When you finish this row, count your stitches, make sure that you have 15, and then we need to join this round. You insert your hook into the first stitch under 2 loops like that, but we're gonna change the color after that. So you drop yellow yarn, pick up your second color, which is black, and hold it in crocheting position like this, and finish the stitch with black. And that's gonna be a slip stitch. How we do slip stitch? So you do yarn over and you pull through the stitch and through the loop on the hook. Then we may tighten this a little bit. Then I like to make a knot with this short tail of my new color and long tail of the old color. I just do a double knot. Okay, now I will work with black yarn, and I need to do 1 chain and then 15 single crochet. So basically the same thing like we've done before. Start from the same hole where you just did your slip stitch and do your first single crochet, and then 1 single crochet into each stitch from the previous row. Count your stitches, make sure that you have 15. If everything is correct, then you may do a slip stitch into the first single crochet. This time we are not changing color, we will do it with black yarn, because we are gonna cut these tails, both of them, yellow and black, and fasten it off. So insert this remaining black tail into the loop and tighten that. Before doing the second leg, you need to take a tapestry needle and weave in all these yarn tails. Let me show you how to do that. So you thread the yarn through the tapestry needle, and then it's better to do it from the wrong side. So let me flip it. You find any loop that is close to your yarn, insert your needle under that loop, it may be several loops, and pull through. And you keep repeating this step over and over again until this tail is hidden, not completely. Something like that would be enough. And then I take scissors and I cut the excess yarn. You need to do the same thing with remaining tails. Okay, this is how the first leg should look like, and you need to make exactly the same way second leg, but don't break the yarn. Okay, this is the second leg done. I still have all the yarn tails and my working yarn is still attached. Now we are gonna join these two together like that. So how are we gonna do it? First you need to do 1 chain with your second leg, and then we will do 13 single crochet, starting from the same stitch where we just did like a slip stitch. Starting from the first stitch, do 13 single crochet. In total around we have 15 stitches, so you will have 2 stitches unworked. Okay, now we just go to the second leg without anything special, just doesn't matter from which stitch you will start, just insert your hook into one of the stitches and do 14 single crochet. We will have one stitch remaining on this first leg. I've done 14 single crochet on this first leg, and now I go back to my second leg, the one with yarn tails, and I need to skip one stitch. Remember, I have 2 stitches remaining, so I skip one, and this one, which is actually the last stitch in a round, that's the one I'm gonna use. So I insert my hook over there and I'll do just one single crochet. Like that. It will be a little hole over here, no worries, we're gonna sew it at the very end. So after that we will change our yarn to yellow. How we do that? You start making a slip stitch, so insert your hook into the first stitch, drop your black old color and pick up yellow and finish the stitch with yellow. So pull through the stitch and through the loop, and then you may pull black a little bit tighter to tighten it. And then you may do one chain and go into the same hole and do single crochet. So now we will do one single crochet into every single stitch from the previous row. In the previous row we had 28 stitches, so right now we need to have 28 single crochet as well. Just work around. Okay, so I've done 28 single crochet, and now I need to close this row. So find the first stitch, insert your hook over there, do yarn over and pull through everything. So this is my slip stitch. This is how everything should work after making that row number 4. So that was my row 1, 2, 3, and this is 4. Next row 5, we still work with yellow yarn. And you basically repeat the same thing. You do one chain, and starting from the same stitch, you do one single crochet into every single crochet from the previous row. And you should have 28 single crochet in this round as well, if everything is correct. So then we may do a slip stitch, but this time we're gonna change our yarn to black. So I insert my hook into the first stitch, drop the yellow, pick up black, and finish the stitch with black yarn. Then I can pull yellow a little bit to tighten everything. Don't cut yellow yet. Then next 2 rounds, that would be round 6 and 7, we basically repeat the same thing that we just did with yellow. So you will chain 1 and then you do 1 single crochet on top of every single crochet from the previous round. And you work like that for 2 rounds. And don't forget at the end of every round to do a slip stitch to close the circle. At the end of this round, make a slip stitch, then chain 1 and do another round of single crochet. Count your stitches. You should have 28 single crochet after making this round. Okay, after this round I'm gonna change back to yellow, so that's why I drop my black yarn, and the slip stitch I'll finish with yellow yarn. And I need to do just one more row with yellow yarn, so I do chain 1, single crochet into the same stitch, and then just single crochet around. In total that will be 28 single crochet, and I will do just one more round with yellow yarn. Okay, at the end of this round, make a slip stitch with yellow yarn, and you may break the yarn. Pull the remaining end through this loop and tighten that. You may actually break black as well. So next step, I would recommend you to weave in all the yarn ends before we will do straps. When you're gonna weave in this last black tail, we may use it to sew this hole between legs. So what I do, I just bring my tapestry needle a little bit closer, so I go right under several strands and I come very close to the hole. And then here I'll basically just stitch it. Nothing special, just stitch it together. After that, you need to make security knot. Find any loop that is close to your yarn. Insert your needle under that loop. Pull through, but not to the end. Like I have a very short tail. Let's try. Okay, this is good. Leave a loop, and then you need to insert your needle into that loop and tighten that. And now we can weave in this tail. And cut the excess yarn. Okay, now you need to take a stitch marker because we are going to decide where we will attach our yarn for the next part. When you fold it in half like that, so from the side, you need to step 2 stitches, and into the third one, let's place marker. So in the first row, we will have 9 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is going to be my last one. And I will have kind of like 1 and 2 before the next side. So now take the yellow yarn and attach it to the stitch that we marked with the stitch marker. Make a double knot. Okay, you insert your hook into the same hole, yarn over and pull through. Actually, marker, we can take you out and put it aside. So now let's do a chain, yarn over, pull through. And then we will do, as I said, 9 single crochet, starting from the first stitch, exactly where our marker was. So we are going to do the first single crochet and then 8 more. Okay, so I think it's pretty symmetrical. Count your stitches. You should have 9 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then for the row 2, you will chain 1. And then you turn your work the same way like you're turning a page in a book. You will skip this turning chain, and starting from the next stitch, we need to do a decrease. We will do regular classic decrease. How to do that? You insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, have 2 loops on the hook, then you go into the next stitch under both loops, yarn over, pull through, and you will have 3 loops on the hook. And then you do yarn over and you need to pull through all 3 loops like that. Then do 5 single crochet, each of them going into their own stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we have 2 stitches remaining, and we're gonna do a decrease again. So insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, have 2 loops on the hook, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2. After making this row, count your stitches. You should end up with 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Row 3 we do like that. So you chain 1, you turn your work the same way like you turn a page in a book. And we will start with decrease. Skip this turning chain and go into the next stitch and do your first decrease. and then make 3 single crochet. We have 2 stitches remaining, and we are going to use them for our last decrease. Count your stitches. You should have 5 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So don't fasten off right away because we are gonna do our first strap. So we need to make 17 chains. Then, starting from the second chain from the hook, so you skip the last one and start from the second one, I want you to make 16 slip stitches. So insert your hook, yarn over, and pull through the stitch and through the loop on the hook. And then you go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through the stitch and through the loop on the hook. And you keep working like that up to this point. Okay, and the last slip stitch make over here into the beginning of that triangle. Okay, and now you can cut the yarn, leave a little bit longer tail. It's easy to weave that in, and thread it through the remaining loop. So now we need to do the second strap exactly the same way. I will insert my hook into the first stitch under both loops, and I take my yarn, my working yarn, and attach yarn over there with double knot. Insert my hook into the same hole again, yarn over, pull through, and now 17 chains. Skip the last chain and starting from the second one, make 16 slip stitches. And the last slip stitch into the first, our original hole. Break the yarn and pull it through the remaining loop and tighten that. At this point, I recommend you to weave in yarn ends. Okay, and now the last step is to attach these straps like this, crossed, okay, like that, to the back side. I think we will just match, yeah, here, like that. So whatever this part started, we'll do on the other side. So you need to cut a yellow piece. We may do even longer piece. Let's use just one for both straps. This one will go over here and will match that other side. And then I go through the stitch and through the stitch on the strap. So through the pins and through the stitch on the strap, not to the end, leaving a tail, and then I will make a knot. Oh, let's do a double knot. Then you need to do couple more stitches. Yeah, I think it's enough. So now let's bring our needle over here on the other side. Yeah, like right here. So I will just do the same thing what I usually do when I weave in yarn end, but I'm not gonna cut the yarn after that, and I will purposely bring it to this stitch. Okay, and now I can attach the second strap. Just make a couple stitches. Okay, when you're satisfied with the result, so the last step is to make a security knot. Find any loop that is close to your yarn, insert your needle under that loop, pull it through, but not to the end, leave a loop, and then insert your needle into that loop and tighten that. Then you can weave in remaining yarn end. And cut the excess yarn. So now let's just weave in the last yarn tail. And cut the excess yarn. And this is what you should have at the end. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave us a comment. If this video was helpful, don't forget to like and share it. Subscribe to Animal Crochet Academy so you don't miss any of our new tutorials. If you enjoyed this video, you might like our other crochet projects as well. Happy crocheting, and I'll see you in the next video.